Makeup.
Divas, you guys. Hi everybody, welcome to this episode of Inside Afghanada with Billy. Hi, I'm Billy. I play Lucas Chucky Manson on Afghanada. Special treat today. First time I've ever had two guests at the same time. Is that true? Have I had
I was just gonna say, you just had Jenny and
Paul. No, they haven't seen this yet.
Okay, never mind.
That's a spoiler alert.
That never happened.
Alex and
oh, that's
Graham
right,
Abbey.
Graham Abbey.
Yeah, you had the nemesis on at the same time.
Oh, well, I should ask my first question. My first question for all of my guests is, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Greg DeClute and I'm recording engineer on Afghanada.
Wayne Richards, sound effects and recording engineer.
Now that is pretty broad, and for the folks watching, they might not know what that is. So if you could give us a synopsis of what your day-to-day looks like on the show.
Basically what I do is I tend to record the cast, record the dialogue and such, and Wayne on cast days will do the live sound effects.
And then in post?
In post, we add sound from the sound effects library to fill things out. So if there's tanks or there's airplanes or guns and all those kinds of sounds that we can't do Foley-wise, we put them in after the fact.
So in your sound effects library, how many different gun sounds do you have in your bank?
Oh, I don't know. Probably hundreds.
Hundreds of gun sounds.
Yeah.
Well, I do know because I just checked. There's over 72,000 sounds in the sound effects
total
library.
sounds.
Total sounds.
Yeah.
Whew. It's a lot of weeding through that.
It is.
That's
There's
why
a lot of
software
weeding
program
through.
to do it.
So for a 23-minute episode, how many hours of work are going into one of these things?
It's actually like a 26-minute episode.
26-minute, yeah, sure.
How many what?
How many hours of work are going into?
It takes about 7 8-hour days to put an episode together.
Crazy.
But it's a weekly show, so we don't have 7 days.
So,
not as bad as TV though.
yeah.
It's pretty quick, really, in those terms.
Considering the turnaround, yeah, it's a pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Greg, if you had to say what the most challenging thing about working on the show is, what would you say that would be?
That's a good question.
All right, hold that thought. I'll throw it over to Wayne.
Okay.
You can think about it in the meantime. Wayne,
All right.
most challenging thing about
I think
Afghanada?
the most challenging thing for Greg is staying awake. The other day he was getting a little sleepy.
And my
He's not
Was
well.
that the
though.
question?
And my most challenging thing is putting up with Wayne.
So if you had to say, because we've been at this a long time. This is not our first rodeo. So what's the most rewarding thing you find about working on the show?
The thing I like the best is the cast days, because all you guys come in and we kind of hang around and just sort of. Because otherwise it can be kind of solitary. When I edit the dialogue, I do it by myself. When Wayne does the sound effects, he does it by himself. We get back together to mix, but that's only one day. So I like, hanging out with everybody, and you get the new actors that you haven't seen before, or people you haven't seen for a while, then you guys every week. That's my favorite part.
Excellent.
For me, I guess one of my favorite parts would be when it's all completed and you hear the whole thing together, because we record things out of sequence. It's all bits and pieces, putting in all the sound effects, and then finally we mix it all, and then we, sorry, excuse me, might want to edit that out.
Little poster.
And then, when it's all done, you can actually sit back and hear it all mixed with all the levels balanced, and the whole story comes together before your eyes.
If you had to pick what your favorite, I don't know if medium is the right word, but your favorite way to listen to it, like I often listen to it with headphones on my iPod, yesterday I was driving in a car, and car sound is 100% different than earphones, and then it's different if you're tuning it in on your AM radio. How would you guys listen to it if you had your choice?
I usually listen to it on my iPod, because if you listen to it off the air, you get the compression from the transmitter, which is a technical thing, but it makes it sound different. And I like to hear like the full dynamic of the thing, and also with the headphones, you can hear detail that you don't necessarily hear if you're in a car or if you're in your kitchen.
Just to be contrary. I do find it interesting
Again.
to hear. Yeah, this is a theme.
Dad and Dad are fighting.
That's right.
Sorry. I do like to hear it off the air, just because we hear it here in a pretty pristine environment, and we hear every detail, and then it goes away, and it gives you a whole other perspective. And it usually I realize that I need to push things a little harder, or they're not going to cut. If you're in a car, you're not going to hear little details, and I realize sometimes I need to be a little stronger with them. So it actually is educational for me to hear it on the air.
So it makes him realize his sound should be the loudest.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why I don't like it that way.
Do you have a favorite Afghanada moment, or do you have a favorite Afghanada bit that we do over and over?
One thing I really like is the tent stuff. The Dean.
Yeah.
When he's sleeping?
Diener. Yeah, I like that. And just like just like the usual background nonsense. The sort of like all the kibitzing you guys do.
The banter.
Yeah, the banter.
That's what I was going to say. So I'm with you on this one.
Oh, finally we agree on something.
Yeah. We always, because in the control room we can eavesdrop on all the conversations between the actors, and it's very funny. It's funny stuff. It's too bad that stuff doesn't get on the air.
Yeah. Sometimes the funnier stuff is the stuff that happens between the takes.
Yeah, it's probably pretty good that none of that's being recorded. Thanks everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.